Welcome back to another 7 p.m. election update as we approach the election, now just 5 days away. Donald Trump now really pulling off the troll of trolls. It's actually kind of brilliant. You gotta hand it to Donald Trump. Even though he almost slipped getting into the truck, it is absolutely brilliant marketing. And something that, whether you like Trump or not, you know me, I'm not here to pick sides or tell you how to vote. I'm here to just inform. Whether you like Donald Trump or not, you gotta admit he knows how to get attention. And he is a master of getting people talking about him. You know, I can't remember who it was. It was a boxer. It might have been McGregor and I don't know if it was McGregor. Someone. May have been a fighter, MMA, you know, a boxer. I'm not exactly sure who it was. But somebody says that I would rather have people talking about me and it be negative than not have anyone talk about me, because at least people are talking about it. It's something to that effect, right? Paraphrasing this from memory. And I think that Donald Trump has mastered that persona. That is, it doesn't matter what you're saying. All that matters is that you're talking about him. And the more people hate on him, or the more people love him, the more people are ultimately net talking about him. And it's basically free advertising. It's kind of brilliant. It's a little bit possibly where maybe Andrew Tate got some of his inspiration. This idea of, hey, it doesn't matter if people like you or not. It just matters that people are talking about you. So anyway, the reason Donald Trump is about to get into this garbage truck is because Joe Biden was on a Zoom call responding to the Puerto Rico incident, which we talked about yesterday, which was basically an insult comic, called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage, which, out of context of the fact that this is an insult comic, is insulting. And, you've got people on all sides on this. Some people are like, yeah, that went too far. Some people say that should have been filtered. That should have never happened. Other people say, like, hey, it's insult comedy. Like, if you don't want to be insulted, don't go to a comedy show, so to speak. And then people are like, I was going to a political rally. So I get it. Whatever. It happened. Donald Trump didn't say it. A comedian said it. Next. So Biden responds, and I think what he's trying to say is the people who support Trump have garbage ideas. But what he ended up saying came across as the people who support Donald Trump are garbage. So Donald Trump then, of course, troll responds by getting into a garbage truck, which we'll show you in just a moment. Let's start with the Biden comment here.
Donald Trump has no character. He doesn't give a damn about the Latino community. He's failed businessman. He only cares about the billionaire friends he has and accumulating wealth for those at the top. He says immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country. Give me a break. He wants to do away with the birthright citizenship. Who the hell has said that in the last 100 years? And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of Latinos is unconscionable, and it's un-American. It's totally contrary to everything we've done.
So clearly, what he said was pretty point blank. He says the only garbage out there is his supporters. I don't think that's what he meant to say, but it's what he said. Because right after that, he goes into sort of the demonization argument, and I think the sentence would have flowed better if he did say his garbage ideas that demonize others. I think that's the direction he meant to go, but when you have dementia, you either made an oopsie or you just literally did call Trump supporters garbage. I don't think and I'm trying to be as neutral as possible. Like, deep down inside, do I think that Biden thinks Trump supporters are garbage? Like, do I think Biden actually, as a person, thinks that other Americans are garbage? No, I don't think that. I'm sure many people do, and that's okay, right? That's called politics. You can have your opinion on that. I'm sure many people do think, no, he sincerely said that. It was a Freudian slip, right? But it doesn't matter. It's what he said. He called Trump supporters garbage. Whether he meant it, whether it was dementia or not, whatever. It doesn't really matter, though, because he's not running for president. So, of course, Donald Trump has to tie Biden to Harris, and that's exactly what he does here. Almost slipped. It's a wet floor, in fairness.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Full camera.
Right here. Keep commenting. Nice.
President Trump, you said the other day that guard or the military, like you say, can you be more specific about what that would look like?
Any questions?
Sir, RFK Jr. said that you promised to control the public health agencies if you were to win. Is that accurate?
I can't, you have to speak loud.
Sir, RFK Jr. said that you promised to control the public health agencies if you were to win. Is that true? Is that accurate?
Well, we'll work with him, and he's a very talented guy. He wants women's health. He wants health for people, and we're going to work with him. He's a very, very talented guy. He's a friend of mine.
By the way, it's worth mentioning that a lot of people have really respected RFK's health outlook on societal health, right? So proper nutrition, education, somewhat anti-pharma. Donald Trump is being non-committal here on a potential appointment, but it is widely believed that Donald Trump would end up coordinating, at the very least, with RFK on something.
I think the Democrats have done a very poor job. We're leading in every state. We're leading big, and I think that the comment made by really both of them, because there are really two of them, about being garbage, maybe 250 million people, they shouldn't be talking. That's like deplorable for Hillary. This is the deplorable for Hillary. And I think this is worse, actually. For Joe Biden to make that statement, it's really a disgrace.
He said the other day that the military.
This is interesting. You hear this comparison, which we've heard about on social media, and Vivek's talked about on interviews, that, this is the deplorable moment for Hillary Clinton. Here goes Kamala Harris sinking her ship thanks to being attached to Joe Biden. I don't honestly know that anybody who heard that is going to change their vote, because, frankly, there are a lot of Democrats who are like, I don't care if Biden says that. I ain't gonna make change my opinion. I'm not gonna vote for Trump. But I will say, I do think there are swing state voters or undecided voters who will listen to a relaxed Trump and this sort of like high-level trolling and actually see that as a good. Now, some people might see it as immature, but I actually see it as quick, right? You're kind of quick on your feet here. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, right after that comment, what can we do? Let's have you give a press conference out of a garbage truck. That's creative. And so you got to give the Trump camp credit for that one. That's a creative one.
That the military or the National Guard can be used on election day if necessary. Can you explain what you mean by that in the details?
I don't think they'll have to be used. I think we're going to have a big victory. And I think 250 million people in this country are going to be very happy, because we're going to bring the country back. We're a nation in decline, very, very serious decline. And we're going to bring our country back.
Did you know that Elon Musk was in close contact with President Putin? Did you know about this? Did you know about Elon Musk calls and close communication with President?
Elon is a great guy. He's one of our geniuses, and we have to protect our geniuses. We have to take care of our geniuses.
Mr. President, there's a report that
too many of them. Yes, please.
You owe people in Puerto Rico an apology for what the comedian said.
I love Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico loves me. I don't know anything about a comedian. I love Puerto Rico. Nobody's done more for Puerto Rico than me.
This is the classic Donald Trump reply, which is ignore. Of course he knows the comedian. Of course he knows what the comedian said. But this is a classic Trump move, which is deflect and divert. And it works really well for Donald Trump, but just pay attention to it. It's very common. So what's the deflection? I don't know anything about a comedian, but here's what I do know. Divert. Deflect? I don't know anything about a comedian. Divert. But what I do know is that the Puerto Ricans love me. Nobody's done more for the Puerto Ricans than I. Nobody knows Puerto Rico better than me.
I took care of them when they had the big hurricanes, and nobody gets along better with Puerto Rico and the Puerto Rican people than me. They love me and I love them. Go ahead. This is great. What do I want? I don't know anything about the comedian. I don't know who he is. I've never seen him. I heard he made a statement, but it was just a statement that he made. He's a comedian. What can I tell you? I know nothing about him. I don't know why he's there. You put comedians up, and I guess he went on earlier in the show. I don't know who he is.
Did you make a joke with him? Is Steve Bannon going to campaign with you now that he's out of prison?
I don't know, but I think he's a terrific guy. I think he was treated very unfairly.
Mr. President, you've been talking about Democrats cheating. Could you imagine any circumstances under which you would be defeated but not say that the election was stolen?
If it was a corrupt election, that could happen. But so far, we're doing pretty well. They found a lot of smaller things in Pennsylvania, as you know, and I think they've been corrupted and taken care of. They were corrupt. They were corrupted, but I think it's been taken care of.
On that subject, you called for law enforcement to investigate.
I was going to say, do you anticipate to declare victory on election night?
I hope that we're going to declare a victory. I mean, they spend all that money on machines. Paper ballots cost you 8% of what a machine costs, 8%. And it's encrypted paper, it's watermarked paper, it's very secure. Your elections would be over at 10 o'clock, and that's when you could announce something and there would be no question. And
I'd be curious if that's 8% for one election, but if you could use the machines in multiple elections, local and state elections, congressional elections after 2 years, your payback is going to move much quicker. Not sure, obviously, but that would be an initial sort of suspicion that I have. Somebody here in the comments says, Trump been training for this for 20 years. He's an entertainer. This is just wild. The stunts are becoming too stunty for me. McDonald's was worth a laugh. This is a little much. McDonald's was great. That was a 10 out of 10 troll. I did enjoy that. Let's see here. Nope, no such thing as a wasted vote. That's right. Yeah. Benefit is your district collects more revenue as well. Somebody said, can you explain why the market crashed today? Microsoft guidance. Sorry. Oops. Let's see here. Okay, let's keep going, Trump.
And we're not talking about more money. We're talking about a tiny fraction of the money. You want paper, ideally. You want one-day voting. And I think it's just very important. You have to have the country and you have to have voter ID and you have a great election. And you're talking about 8% of the cost. It's like very sad when you get machines, you pay all that money, and they talk about 3 days later. I think we're going to have a big enough victory to maybe have it that night. You should always have it, every night. If you look at France, 38 million votes. At 10 o'clock in the evening, it was over. All paper ballots, all voter ID, one-day voting, and it was over. How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
President Trump, you asked for law enforcement to investigate in Pennsylvania. If they find no evidence of cheating, will you accept the result if you lose?
Well, I guess they had quite a few ballots, 2,600 ballots, where the same person was signing.
But if they find no evidence of cheating, will you accept the results?
Of Pennsylvania, sure. Oh, if they find no evidence of cheating anywhere, I'll accept the results. I hope that's going to be the case. Win, lose, or draw, I hope that's going to be the case.
Sir, in West County.
Now listen, I have to do something because Brett Favre is a great guy. He just endorsed me and he's very important at this moment. I mean, you know, he's got a little problem for himself, and I thought it was very brave that he came out. And I want to go over and see Brett Favre. We're all going together, I assume. You're going over. I'm going to make a speech. We're going to then try and beat the weather out because we have some bad weather coming in. But I just wanted to let you know that 250 million people, that's what I think the real number is for making America great again. 250 million, the real number. They don't think in terms of garbage, okay? They don't use terms like that. And it's a shame. And Joe Biden should be ashamed of himself if he knows what he's even doing. And she should be ashamed because she shouldn't let him do it. She's the vice president, but I assume she's acting as the president. She should never have let that happen. I hope you enjoyed this garbage truck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brad.
I think it's such a good troll. I mean, all he did was sit in a garbage truck and give a press conference. It's a good one, and I hope you enjoyed this garbage truck. So I'm just pulling up a source here. Brennan Center of Justice, New York University School of Law. Estimate for the cost of replacing paperless computerized voting machines. Now, keep in mind, this is a left, slightly leaning, it's like left of center source. I always like to try to provide a bias check. Brennan Center estimates the cost of replacing the remaining electric voting machines in the United States would fall in the range of $130 to $400 million. So there's certainly some cost there, but it'd be very interesting also then to compare. I wonder if they give cost per machine. Can they give a cost per ballot? That would be very interesting. Like cost per paper election. But yeah, I don't know about that 8% cost. I would imagine that is 8% for one election if it's true, but it's not something I could easily fact check. But I also don't think it really matters because nothing's going to change at this point. So then let's see what else we got here. So let's jump into, I wanted to watch some parts of the Hannity interview, and I think they have posted that now. Okay, and then we can do some reactions to that. So, as well as we'll hit some Kamala talk. So, looking for that now. I think that's just now. Is it just now going on? Let me see here. We'll get to the bottom of it. Give it a second here. Okay, well, I do have a clip. So, let's go ahead and... Yeah, okay, let's start with this. So, let's start with this one.
In Mexico, which is a real threat to us, by the way, in two ways. They're killing hundreds of thousands of people by letting fentanyl, another thing, come through our border. We should stop it. I had it stopped. I had it very close to stopped. I had the strongest border in history. Now we have the worst border in the history of the world. I had the strongest border. The day you saw the chart, the day I left office, I had the strongest border in the history of our country. Now we have the worst border ever in the world. There's never been a border in the world where 21 million people were allowed to come across. Almost.
Worth mentioning just this 20 million illegal immigrant thing. We've debunked this many times before. The counts of illegal immigrants in America are somewhere around 12 to 13 million now, maybe 11.8, somewhere in that range. 10 of them were there. At the end of Trump's term in office. So this idea of 20 million having come flooded over the border is stretched massively, but it's okay. We'll just keep going.
At one time, it's crazy what we're doing. Mm-hmm. But we're going to have a country that's going to be strong and respected again. We're going to have a country where the taxes are going down, where the quality of life is going up. We're going to have a country. They don't respect us. You know, it's interesting. I went to Abe of Japan, Shinzo. He was a great friend. He was assassinated.
Yep.
He was a great gentleman. I said, Shinzo, your deal with us is horrible. He said, I know you were going to come. I said, what do you mean? He said, I knew at some point you would come. For 25 years, nobody came. He said, no American ever came to renegotiate the deal. I knew you were going to do it. And I renegotiated the deal. And I was stuck with a bad deal to start off with. We had a bad deal with Japan. This is Japan. But I renegotiated with South Korea, with this. Now, don't forget, I'm negotiating from a bad place because they have these deals that were made by people that were either really stupid or corrupt. They had to be corrupt to make these deals. We have the worst trade deals. I was fixing these trade deals. I was taking care of our country. But the bottom line is this: we're going to be respected again. We're going to make America great again. And there's nothing in the world I'd rather be doing. I don't want to be in some beautiful beach. I don't want to be sitting in some faraway hotel where it's very nice and watching television or doing something. I want to be doing what I'm doing. It's so incredible. We've made such, and this is a movement. By the way, this is a movement maybe like the world has never seen. MAGA, Make America Great Again. The world has never seen a movement like this.
Keep in mind, I think a lot of people, at least some people, get inspiration out of this idea when they hear, oh, Donald Trump say he could, be at a beach somewhere or a hotel or something somewhere. There are also people on the other side, though, who say that, no, Donald Trump, you would be floating a lot of legal bills that you would be having to fight if you were not running a campaign where your campaign is helping you finance those legal bills. So there's a little bit of a balance there. This contrast of I'd be on a beach somewhere. Maybe if he had never run for president. Maybe.
And I think we're doing very well. We're leading everything. We're against the opposition. And the opposition is also the fake news media. They're terrible.
All right, so a little bit of statement there from good old Donnie. Let's see if we can get a Kamala Harris statement just to see what she's up to. And she is over. Looks like they just had a Wisconsin rally. And oh yeah, okay. So yeah, they keep these things packed. I mean, look at this. This is a 2 hour. This is a 5 days and 7 hours to election. 3 hour live stream here of getting ready. Lots of people. Looks actually like a pretty young crowd there. Maybe college town or something like that. Bands, performances, vote early, badges for Badgers for Harris. Some crowd shots. There she is. Let's take a little listen here. This, by the way, this is such a cool shot. Like, I want to get some, like, photos like this. The side profile with just sort of, like, the blurred background. It's pretty nice. All right, let's just go to the beginning of it. And let's give some parts a listen. Oh, I'm not even close to the beginning. Here we go.
Protect kids from gun carriers.
Alright. People always look for like crowd sizes and stuff like that too. Oh, they could have fit more people. I don't know. I think this close to an election, you usually fill these things up. Oh, did they hand out American flags this time, or are those walls? I see American flags this time. That's actually surprising. Lately, you've seen a lot of American flags sort of more associated with the Republican Party. And I don't agree with that. I fly an American flag not to pick a political party, but to, because I love America. But that's a good choice. I support that. Okay.
Let's hear it
Interesting
for
sound.
Ty. All right, Madison, are we ready to do this? For a
Come on.
Toyota was
Let's
here
get-
right now for taking the time you have taken to be.
All right, let's get to some policy.
Early voting has started. Here in Madison, you can vote early now through Sunday, November 3rd.
By the way, I feel like she's very Obama trained in the way she speaks. I thought that as well when she was in her debate. Let's fast forward a little more. Looks like we're just getting through some more generics here.
It is time that we start locking arms together as a people who rise and fall together. And it is time for a new generation of leadership in America.
These are powerful, moments sort of in a speech, by the way, when, generally people are kind of exhausted by how, sort of the age of our politicians, right? And so it is certainly refreshing to think about next generations, but, that could be future elections. Because I think, how old's Trump now? 79? Donald Trump age. What is he? Oh, he's 78. June 14th is his birthday. All right.
And I am ready to offer that leadership as the next president of the United States.
All right, let's keep going here.
For decades as a prosecutor and a top law enforcement...
All right, we're still on story, so I want to see if we can get into some policy.
Johnson, I am asking for your vote.
Nope.
Is it going to be him or me in the Oval Office?
Nope.
Our amazing musicians, Gracie Abrams.
Nope. I'm going to do one more look. Come on, give me some policy.
We have an opportunity in this election to turn the page on a decade of Donald Trump.
Okay, one more. Come on.
And I do believe that one of the highest forms of patriotism, of our expression for
Don't
the
say
love
voting.
of our country, is
Don't
to
say voting.
fight for the ideals of our country and to fight to realize the promise of America.
Okay, I'm pretty sure Donald Trump got in trouble for saying fight, and I'm pretty sure she's about to say vote. But this is one of the tough things about these rallies, is it is so challenging to actually find the policy. And that's because, we've heard much of the policy before, but the reality is you just don't get a policy, larger policy negotiations in elections, because generally what win elections are emotion. The enthusiasm that you get from being at an event or going to an event, or your friends or family or whatever being involved in a movement, so to speak. It's generally more about us versus them than it is about policy, which you think would be the opposite of how it should be, but oh well. A judge has now ordered Elon Musk to court. Okay, this is an interesting one. 17 minutes ago. No way. Wow, would you look at this? Hold on a second here. 17 minutes ago, Elon Musk ordered to attend Thursday court hearing. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow, he has to be in Pennsylvania in court over the $1 million giveaway situation. So remember, in case you haven't been familiar with this, here's what happened. Elon Musk basically said, hey, every day between about 2 weeks ago and the election, we will randomly choose somebody who registers to vote and award them $1 million. And there were questions about the legality of this as a sweepstakes, or does everybody have an equal opportunity? What if a Democrat registers and then votes for Kamala Harris, and are they still eligible? There were a lot of questions around these sweepstake laws, mostly because sweepstakes typically have to actually be a random drawing. There have to be a way to audit those results. There have to be no purchase necessary entries or minimal effort entries, which then the question is, where do you stand for register to vote, blah, blah, blah. But take a look at this. A judge ordered Musk to attend a court hearing in Philadelphia on Thursday morning to answer a lawsuit challenging his $1 million giveaway to voters in swing states. Yes, mind you, that was also concentrated just to swing states. In a one-page order issued Wednesday, the judge said he would hear oral arguments at 10 a.m. in Philadelphia in a lawsuit, actually in the district attorney's lawsuit who's suing against this, seeking to shut down the sweepstakes ahead of Election Day. The lawsuit filed on Monday against Musk and his pro-Trump super PAC, Political Action Committee. Remember, Elon Musk, he's probably donated somewhere around $70 to $80 million at this point to Donald Trump. There was some anticipation that he might donate as much as $25 to $40 million per month. We'll see. But anyway, the judge ordered all parties to be present in the case. I somewhat doubt that Elon Musk is actually going to be there. It seems very likely that you're going to end up getting an attorney present for Elon Musk. I do see a comment here. Somebody says, so dumb, totally legal. They had no problem with Zuckerberg donating $300 to Dems 4 years ago. Kangaroo courts. Are you talking about wasn't it like $300 million Zuckerberg donated, the Zuckerbucks? Yeah, it was 300 million is what it was. So that's a little different because what you're doing is you're not randomly selecting somebody. You're instead trying to promote like get out the vote campaigns. That anybody's allowed to do, right? Anybody's allowed. Like you could go take 100,000 of your hard-earned dollars right now if you had them. Ready to go, and you could start handing out flyers. Here, register to vote, scan this QR code, register to vote, right? It's when it turns into a sweepstakes where you have the potential of winning $1 million directly. That's where it becomes blurry. That's where you enter sweepstakes rules. That's when you go into Federal Trade Commission. That's where you enter, the legalities around political campaign fundraising and campaign finance. Keep in mind, when I ran for governor, we had every dollar of our campaign expenses audited. That's the way it works. Like these campaign finance is tight. I don't know if it's as tight in the entire country, but this was California, so it's like ridiculous the work they put you through. It's probably a good thing, but anyway. So let's go on to this. So at a Harrisburg rally earlier this month, Musk said he would award $1 million a day to randomly selected swing state voters who signed a petition pledging to support the right to free speech and bear arms. Okay, so a little bit of a clarification. It was not to register to vote. It was to a pledge to support free speech and to bear arms. It doesn't really matter what it is, whether it's register to vote or pledge. It is some form of action that somebody is doing can somehow be rewarded by Elon Musk, and that's a sweepstakes. And so there has to be a way to prove that, was it truly random? What sort of efforts are being required of the individual? I mean, signing a sweepstakes isn't that hard of a burden to place on some. 4 winners so far live in Pennsylvania. The cash giveaways are among Musk's latest effort to support President Trump in the 2024 race. That's interesting is stuff like this, it always gets attention. And that's the whole point. That's the whole point of a campaign, is to get election. Randomly chosen voters. Let's see here. Let's see what they argue about it. They say, let's see, ahead of the new $1 million election announcement, or $1 million announcement, election law specialists had been divided on whether offering rewards for signing the petition open only to registered voters. That's where my confusion came from. I knew you had to be registered, so I thought he was encouraging people to register and then pledge, so forgive me for that. But it was only available to registered voters. Overstepped the law by providing an incentive to register. See, that's where I got a little confused there, but that's what it is. That's your problem. Creating an incentive to register to vote. That's very interesting. It is a federal crime to pay people with the intention of inducing or rewarding them to cast a vote or to get registered. Oh, that's fascinating. Okay, so interesting. So you can go out there with little QR codes and go, here, go register to vote, and you spend money getting out the word to go register to vote. But if you say, hey, if you go register to vote, I will give you $5, and then you do that to, 20,000 people, that would be a federal crime. How interesting. The prohibition covers not only monetary expenditures, but also anything of value, such as lottery chances, welfare benefits, liquor. Wow, Election Crimes Manual says. Now that is also very interesting, because let's type in, I want to see that actually in here. Oh, No, it's literally in here. Are you serious? No way. Look at this. Look at this. Federal Prosecution of Election Offenses, 8th edition, 2017. And the section says, the aspect of section 10307C is directed at eliminating commercial considerations for the voting process. And then they have some precedent listed here. The statute rests on the premise that potential voters can choose not to vote, that those who choose the vote have the right not to have the voting process diluted with ballots that have been procured through bribery. Ah, interesting. And that selecting the nation's leaders should not degenerate into a spending contest. Wow. I mean, that's kind of what Elon created here. I'm not trying to throw him under the bus. I'm not an attorney. I'm just saying that's pretty much what we got here. Oh, man. The bribe may be anything having monetary value, including cash, liquor, lottery chances. That's what this is. However, offering free rides to polls or providing employees paid leave while they are not to vote while they vote are not prohibited. Such things make it easier to vote, not induce them to do so. So if you induce somebody to vote by giving them a lottery chance, I mean, I feel like there's a burden of proof here, right? It's not like, you know, I mean, I could see people doing the headline like, oh, you know, Elon Musk's gonna go to jail. Elon Musk is gonna get arrested. No. Like this isn't gonna go anywhere. Like, first of all, it's gonna take, like, it would take years to actually litigate all of this. However, what can happen is the judge could issue a temporary injunction ordering that Elon Musk stop the lottery, so to speak. And remember, an injunction is just a way of a judge saying, hey, I'm ordering you to stop doing something until something has been fully litigated. That's very interesting. So, okay, all right, very interesting. So, let's see here. Okay. The distinction is important. For an offer or payment to violate 10307, it must have been intended to induce or reward the voter for engaging in one or more acts necessary to cast a ballot. So they're linking him because they're saying you must be registered. Okay, got it. Okay, that's how they're trying to link to this. It's a stretch, right? Again, I don't think this is going anywhere. But this is very interesting that Elon Musk is now being ordered to court. So I just want to clarify. While Elon Musk is being ordered to court, it's really important to be clear here. Elon Musk wanted folks to sign a petition. We got details. Okay, this is interesting. So let's kind of see, again, as sort of a bottom line, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. And again, worst case scenario, there's an injunction that just says, hey, stop offering this. The election's in 5 days anyway. We'll see if Elon actually shows up to court tomorrow. I doubt he will. Okay, fascinating. So, yeah, the election day will be really interesting. Okay, so somebody else here says, what do we got here? No income tax, says Matthew Ward. We talked about this yesterday. I don't think that is going to be, I don't think that's going to happen. And we touched on this yesterday. And I'm not taking away the hope of that. But Donald Trump did allude to a time in the past where tariffs made so much money that they potentially could have eliminated the income tax. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love for the income tax to be gone. Trust me, yeah, in California, all right? All right, so let's see. All right, give me one sec here. Clean that up. 1 sec. Okay. All right. That should be good. That's good. That's good. And plop that right there. Okay. All right. Good. So, I'm going to be watching the Pennsylvania courts tomorrow. Now I know what's on my calendar. I mean, I got, there's so much stuff going on. I have to say, I was pretty tired today. I felt a little dead. A long day. And I've been waking up, in the 3 o'clock hour for like 30 something days straight now. Actually, probably more than that. I might be at closer to 45 or 50 days. But, hey, it cranks a lot of work, that's for sure. Alrighty, so let's see what else we have in the commentary here. So, Democrats are pissed that Elon spends money for the other side. No, I don't think that's it. I mean, I think if you look at the law, it's really clear. Like, I guess if I had to summarize it, here's how I would put it. Elon Musk is being sent to court tomorrow, Thursday morning, because he asked people who are already registered to sign a petition to support freedom in America. And that violates a section of the, quote, Federal Prosecution of Election Offenses 8th Edition Manual, December 2017. Details. So I think that's like a good way to sort of like intro that, right? Because I don't know, sometimes I see comments and I feel like people are just either like watching the video out of order or what, but I think we can all be on the same page there. Alrighty. So, let's go look at what else we have here. So that was an interesting find. That was on the Journal. And let's see here. What about... Let's go. Oh, did y'all hear about the WAPO drama? So, the Washington Post cancellation. Washington Post cancellations. Why is this broken? There we go. I want to look at that with y'all. Okay. Oh, this isn't working. I swear this computer is on its last leg. You know what it is? It's every time Apple comes out with a new set of computers, everything just starts breaking. It's like they force it. They know you're on an older computer, and so your stuff just starts breaking. It's crazy. All right. Let's go here. Did Kevin say 5 days? Well, it's 5 days and some hours, right? That's what the counters are doing right now. So it's like 5 full days plus the hours. There we go. Okay, got that fixed. All right, let's see here. Somebody says Doge Gang. Nice. Okay, what else we got here? Can you clarify if you've actually decided on who you're voting for without revealing the candidate? I know you want your media personality to be unbiased. I choose not to answer. Let's see here. Richie says boohoo. Let's see here. So Anton Popov, you have to put your like actual logic hat on, and if you're going to say Kevin's spouting a lot of misinformation, you have to at least say one bit of information that I've given that is wrong so we can correct it. Because if you don't, then you haven't actually proved anything other than that you haven't taken a logic class before. Because you've shifted the burden of proof inappropriately. And that is no bueno in logic. In fact, we call it fallacious argumentation. So, okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, look at this. Washington Post. Good old WAPO. Over 200,000 subscribers flee Washington Post after Bezos blocks Harris endorsement. Which a lot of people are saying that this blocking of the Harris endorsement is basically an endorsement in itself. like, people... Wait. Somebody actually just said... Hold on. Hold on. You're lucky. You're lucky. I already threw my paper away today. Yeah, I still get the newspaper. So, people still subscribe to newspaper. I do. I like my hard copies. Okay. Over 200,000 subscribers flee the Washington Post after Bezos blocks Harrison Bush. So some people say that this is basically an endorsement in and of itself. That Bezos is basically saying, like, yeah, we're endorsing Trump by blocking Harris from being endorsed by the WAPO. One of the editorial writers from WAPO ended up endorsing Harris anyway, but WAPO is a left-leaning paper. That's pretty well known, especially around Washington elite, or just, quite frankly, anybody who actually reads newspapers. We know the Washington Post leans left. The Washington Post has been rocked with a tidal wave of cancellations from digital subscribers and a series of resignations from columnists. Well, I guess they're going to be able to reduce OPEX. As the paper grapples with fallout from Jeff Bezos' decision to block an endorsement of VP Harris. More than 200,000 people canceled their digital subscription by midday. Wow. I actually have a WAPO subscription. I'll take a look at it. See if there's any... Let's see. Oh, I haven't logged into this one in a while. Let me see. Let me take a look if my subscription's still active. I'll tell you how much I have to pay for this. But see, I subscribe to almost all of the stuff you could pay for because it's kind of my job. Next bill. $120? Yeah, dude. This is my account right here. Boom. I'm about to get billed $120 by these folks. More than, so think about that. $120 times 200,000? And I'm just kind of curious about the math impact of that. That right there costs them $24 million. Dude! Oh, and that's a recurring revenue. Oh, whoa. $24 million gone. Oh, that actually makes it more impactful when you think about it that way. I mean, because that's a hit. I mean, like, I wonder, like, how much staff can you hire for $24 million? I mean, I don't know, take a, $150K with benefits as a salary or whatever, divide that by 24 mil. That's 160 potential positions. I mean, who knows? Maybe a bunch of people left anyway, which is what it sounds like. But wow, that's a hit. Now I know that doesn't really matter for Bezos. He's looking at it from a POV of like, hey, let's try to make the paper more neutral. Who knows? Maybe people actually sign up for WAPO. I doubt it out of this, because, people usually just don't sign up for, I feel like, legacy sort of news media subscriptions anyway. But yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, one sec there. Fix that. The wonderful joys of running your own little editing YouTube room. That's fine. Okay, that is fixed. I gotta fix my stuff. Alright, so where were we? Okay, so we were right here. More than 200,000 people had canceled their digital subscriptions by midday. Wait, that's just midday Monday. Wait, so, they could be... How many subscribers do they have? How many subscribers Washington Post have? 2.5 million digital subscribers. So that's, like 8%. Oh, it's literally the next line. I didn't even have to look for it. Okay. Corporate spokesperson declined to comment. It's a colossal number. Someone told NPR, former Post executive. Yeah, a few people inside the paper credit the rationale given the timing. However, just days before the neck-and-neck race. Yeah, if the decision was made 3 years ago, 2 years ago, maybe it would have been fine. Okay. Now, that's an interesting argument, right? Because if you end up having this policy that, hey, we're just going to be neutral in any election going forward, cool, fine. But that could have been made, like they said, 3 years ago. But to do it a week before the election, that it's probably more like you're taking sides than you're being neutral at that point, right? Probably. What is this? BOJ, short-term interest rate target, 0.25. Got some GDP reports here. Looks like everything's mostly at expectation. Inflation expectations rising moderately. Risks to economic outlook generally balanced. Financial conditions remain accommodative. Must be vigilant. Okay. Well, not much there on the Bank of Japan. I always get these little updates that pop up. In fact, yeah, I was looking at this screen. I think I can I put it up? Let me see. I'm going to dox myself. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Oh, well. I was going to put it up on screen and show you, but anyway, I guess I can't. It's that monitor, not that one. But anyway, that's how I was in this office when Trump got shot, and I saw all the sort of like little red alerts come through, and I'm like, what's going on? And Lauren was actually standing next to me, and we're like, oh my gosh, it says Trump got shot. And I started live streaming it right away, but that was crazy. Oh, what a day. That was crazy. So okay. What else we got here? Okay. Couple weeks of the election, inadequate planning, not intentional strategy. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's the problem. Like has anybody ever heard that phrase, when you plan to fail? When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I always think that's a good one because it sort of reiterates what you've got going on here, where it's like, well, I mean, it's not our fault y'all didn't plan for this. Y'all screwed that up. And so now you got to deal with the consequences of it, and that's on you. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's do that. Perfect. So what else we have here? Plausible deniability is a valid argument. Well, I mean, yeah, in fairness, I'll give my opinion. Jeff Bezos probably didn't intend for this to get out of hand, right? I think that would be an obvious way to put it. I don't think Jeff Bezos is like, oh yeah, we're gonna send a message. I don't think that was his intention. It's just the way it's gonna be perceived isn't great. The 5 Ps. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Oh, that's a good one. WAPO endorsement means nothing because everyone they would never endorse a Republican anyway. That's true. Yeah, I kind of believe that anyway. But yes, that is true. Opsar, best item to flip and rinse. Yeah, the watermelons. This is my farming days. Watermelon super confidence. Yeah, you weren't supposed to see that. Oops. That happens a lot to people who are chronically researching and looking up new information. They don't see what they are looking for in the next sentence. Oops. Yeah, crazy. Imagine basing your opinion on what the newspaper tells you. I mean, yeah, that's a good point too. He said trust in media is the lowest it's ever been. I did see that. You know what? Yeah, let's go to his response. In fact, I'm just gonna quickly go through and see if they quoted Bezos here. The decision by Bezos was first reported by NPR on Friday. Since then, only 2 columnists have resigned. Oh, okay, well, that's not a big deal. For decades, the Washington Post editorials have been a beacon of light. Okay, whatever. Questions about Bezos' timings and motives. Bezos publicly broke his own silence on Monday. Okay, here we go. In his opinion piece, he characterized the decision to end the presidential endorsements as an attempt to avoid a perception of bias. Oops. He rejected assertions that he was attempting to placate Trump or his other business interests. No quid pro quo. He did not consult any candidate. I sighed when I found out because I knew it would provide ammunition to those who would try to frame it like this. Yeah, I feel bad for him. I mean, like I said, it's poor planning. It's his fault. Oops. But he's right. In annual surveys of public trust about the reputation of journalists and the media have regularly fallen to the very bottom, often just above Congress. Yikes. Voting machines must meet 2 requirements. They must count the vote accurately, and people must believe that they count the vote accurately. Right. Yeah. Unfortunate for Bezos, but like we said, plan better next time. Okay. Very well. So let's see what else they have on Wappo over here. Let's see what they say is trending on Wappo. Call of Duty. Oh, let's go. At 500 million sales, Call of Duty is as good as it's ever been. Wow. Black Ops 6 set launch day records. Wait, when did this come out? 250 creators play Call of Duty, released Black Ops 500 million copies to date. That's pretty crazy. 500 million. Let's see here. Black Ops 6. Last week. Oh, it came out last week? See, now I kind of want to go play. Now available. Wow. October 25th. Oh, that's pretty cool. See, we should be streaming that instead of politics. We've done the game streams. That is interesting. I feel like that is more interesting than politics. But politics, they have their place too. Harris seeks to distance herself from the garbage comment. Yeah, no kidding. Candidates rally in battleground states with celebrities. More than 52 million have already voted. Wow. Isn't that crazy? All right. Ooh, that name sounds really familiar at the Washington Post. Why is that so familiar? Oh, okay. See, I have a Washington Post piece about me. Look at this. This article was published more than 3 years ago. Meet Kevin Paffrath, the YouTube wealth influencer who wants to replace Gavin Newsom, but it was someone else. I actually thought they were really nice, but I feel like I talked to this guy. Huh. All right. Where millions of Americans have cast ballots during early voting. Oh, wow. 5.2 million so far in California. 5.7 in Florida. Interesting. Millions of Americans have already cast a ballot. Alternatives to election day voting made up a staggering 70% of the overall turnout in a 2020 election. Wow. Up from 40% in 2016. Well, I mean, maybe that was because of COVID. We'll see what happens this time. Early voting in battleground states. Days to election. Oh, so it really begins like 3 weeks before. Maybe even a little bit more. That's like the 30 days out. 50 million votes already in. I mean, that's like 1/3 of the votes already in. You know, it's already in. Huh. Very interesting. Brandon says, you made it. Bezos moved to Florida, so he's a Republican now. Well, Florida used to be a swing state. Big swing state. No newspaper agencies should ever endorse political candidate. Well, oftentimes it's the editorial board that does. Technically, editorial boards are just opinion departments within the newspaper, which is different. But most people don't know the difference between the editorial board and the actual paper itself. In fact, like Elon Musk has put up editorial pieces and classified it as the entire, like, New York Times or whatever. And it's like, that's not how it works. But that is an old school, media tool. Gallup. Oh, look at this. Americans trust in mass media. No way. It is completely reversed. No way. Look at this. In 1976, 72% of Americans, per Gallup polls, trusted the mainstream media a great deal or a fair amount. Today, it's just 31%. Wow. Wow. And the not at all level has gone from 8% to 36%. That's crazy. Kevin, what sheen should I be using for a bathroom wall? If it's just a sink and a toilet, I generally go... Honestly, every bathroom, I'm almost always semi-gloss. But sometimes I go flat. It will get dirty faster. Usually bathrooms are semi-gloss. I just don't like the guest bath in a home where your guests are coming in looking at a shiny semi-gloss wall. So, it sort of just depends what you're going for. You could also just go satin, kind of go mid-range there. It just really depends. If it's your home, you don't mind doing a little touch-up, and you want it to look good, go flat. The correct answer is semi-gloss for bathrooms and wet areas. Hope that helps you. All right. Partisan trust in mass media. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. I didn't know it was this different. 54% of Democrats believe mass media a great or fair deal. Only 12% of Republicans. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize. And look, there's always been a wedge between the two. Nobody know. Oh, did they say bedroom? If you said bedroom, it's definitely flat. Thank you. Bedroom, bro. Thanks so much for answering the question. Yeah. Bedroom, flat. I'm not gonna read that one out loud. I'll just put that one up. Wow. This is a mind blowing. I do recommend, if you haven't studied them yet, explore Gallup. They are very good. They actually put in their title here, Gallup News, Nonpartisan Analysis of Critical Global Issues. I like them a lot. I didn't know they had a subscribe button. What can you pay them now? Choose the newsletter you want. Front page. Oh, this is just to get an email or whatever, huh? Yeah, it looks like it's like a free subscription. That's cool. Economic confidence. U.S. satisfaction. President approval ratings. Final election indicators give mixed signals. We'll look at that. Oh, I haven't heard that one before. All right, let's take a look at this. More concern about Trump than Harris aligning with radicals. Oh. I mean, Harris is more unknown, and this is something that you're going to find more of with Trump, as people think, okay, well, Trump's a loose cannon, is an argument you hear a lot. U.S. consumer, I don't have to really look at that. That kind of just makes sense that people have that impression. U.S. consumers plan generous holiday spending. Really? Because that's the opposite that Wells Fargo said. Gallup, finds intentions of consumers planning to spend an average of $1,014 on Christmas or holiday gifts. That's substantially more than their forecast the same time last year. Really? That's crazy. That's actually really good economic data right there. This was a poll from October 1st to 12th. However, today's 52% say spending will be the same or below the long-term average. 20% spending significantly more. Here's the intention. About the same. About the same went down. More is up and less is up. Okay. That's fascinating. All right. I don't know what good that's going to do, but it gets me excited about the holidays. Final election signals. What do they see here? Economics. This is economic measure, direction of the country, incumbent job approval, candidate favorability ratings. U.S. adults, 49% favorable for Harris, 44% for Trump. J.D. Vance has a less favorable opinion than Tim Walz. I'm actually somewhat surprised by that. I think, well, maybe he comes across as more sort of like a dad. Yeah, Tim Walz. But J.D. Vance, he's really good. When you listen to him speak, he's very well-structured, very clear, very articulate. He's clearly, you know, his education comes through and his experience. Well, not that he's had much experience in politics, but yeah. Very interesting. Global Emotions Report. 23% of adults worldwide said they experienced loneliness during a lot of the previous day. Aww. 54% of those who felt lonely said they also experienced sadness, just 3 times higher than the 18% who did not feel lonely. 37% of adults worldwide said they experienced stress during a lot of the previous day. Yeah, that's unfortunate. What's the happiest country on Earth? Okay, I'm just going to take a quick peek at that. I know that's totally a tangent, but I kind of want to... It's going to be like Norway or Denmark. Lithuania? Ranking of happiness. Oh, there's Denmark. Wait, that's average life evaluation, 16 older, under 30. Okay, yeah, Denmark is in both of them. Israel. How? What? Yeah, I wasn't expecting Israel to be in that one, I'll say that. Just because of what's going on. I mean, unless they like excluding the war, excluding the elephant in the room. So what data do they give here about Trump making the country less secure? Cato Institute. Donald Trump has portrayed his immigration policies as good for public safety. He said last month that he had the safest immigration policy in history. However, data obtained by the Cato Institute through FOIA challenges the narrative. The newly uncovered information shows that while the Trump administration was prioritizing the prosecution of migrant parents, separating families, and banning asylum, it also released criminals who went on to commit crimes. Candidate Trump's mass deportation agenda will make the country less safe in 2 significant ways. First, it would remove a population that is less likely to commit crimes, ultimately making American neighborhoods less safe. Okay, that's an interesting way to put it. For instance, Cato research has shown that both legal and illegal immigrants are nearly half as likely to commit crimes for which they are incarcerated in the United States. This is a little complicated, but I think Cato, let me see, I'm pretty sure that Cato leans left here. Media bias. Let's see here. They lean right. Oh, that's very interesting. That's per all sides. They lean right. Oh, that's very interesting. A right-leaning Cato Institute. Huh. I'm confused by this argument. Numerous studies have also found that immigration is linked to lower crime rates, homicide, and drug-related deaths. Second problem with mass deportation is it would shift focus away from the removal of immigrants who do commit crimes. And they're basically saying more people in an area makes an area safer because most people don't commit crimes. And second, if you focus on removing people, you're not focusing on just removing people who are criminals. Interesting. Convicted criminals encountered by Border Patrol. This is an interesting chart. But this was also during COVID. So I don't know what kind of COVID skew you get here, because you kind of see this spike over there in the holidays. That's interesting. These are some interesting arguments, I suppose, I hadn't considered before. I don't know how much weight to put on this. I think this is going to take a lot of... I think like this is a hard one, I think, to actually really say, like, yeah, who could be right about this one? And, you know, I mean, you can go into these numerous studies, but yeah, it just links to another article that they have. All right, I might come back to that one. I don't know, but okay, let's try Bloomberg. Let's see what Bloomberg's up to. Microsoft, let's see here. Let's see, Microsoft Meta. This is a good one. This is a good one, too. Four-minute coffee? Bro, it don't take 4 minutes to make a freaking cup of coffee. You pour that right away. Alright. Meg Whitman's still around? I remember when she tried running for governor in California. She lost to Jerry Brown. I went to a speech from both of them. One from Meg Whitman and one from Jerry Brown. All right. Why endorsing candidates has become terrible for business. I feel like this is just obvious. Such displays of impartiality. Warren Buffett and Jeff Bezos argue the displays of impartiality are a return to tradition. So, I mean, usually you just don't pick a candidate. Any reluctance by a business to take sides isn't so much driven by fear of retribution from the winner, but fear of retribution from your customers. Okay. By taking a stand, half the country will love you and half will hate you. That's a terrible way to run a business. Yeah, I agree. Democracy has become a politicized term. Yeah. Okay. Polymarket's influence. This should be interesting. Polymarket's influence on Wall Street's election game plan grows despite red flags. Yeah, the order book is very manipulated on how is this not common sense? Go ask Elon, Brandon. John and Ken used to call Meg Whitman Nutmeg. Oh, I didn't know that. No, I don't actually think this, because then you'd be calling me crazy. Maybe I am crazy. Somebody says, can we agree anyone who attends any political rally is a crazy person? So, I don't know if it was because I was in high school and then in college, but I went to Obama rallies. I went to Romney rallies, Mitt Romney style, McCain. What else? I told you Meg Whitman or Brown. Then I got too busy. Yeah, I never went in, I've never gone to a Trump rally, never went to a Clinton rally. Yeah, after like 2012, I just didn't have the time. It was more of like a school thing. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. Probably makes it better. I don't know. But I did. Polymarket's influence on Wall Street. Yeah, okay. So the problem with these here, by the way, is these are the order book is very thin on Polymarket. So I agree with this susness before I even read it. Despite widespread skepticism about how much trust investors should place in signals being sent by cryptocurrency-based predictions on Polymarket, Wall Street is paying close attention. Polymarket wanted to sponsor me, and I'm like, yeah, man, no. we're just not doing sponsors right now, and it's just not like it's not gonna make sense. No thanks. I still look at Polymarket. I've got nothing against Polymarket. I actually think it's really interesting to look at it. Polymarket. Yeah, but look at this. You've got almost twice the order book in for Trump as you have for Harris. Well, bets, I guess. Top holders. This Freddie guy, they investigated, has like 3 or 4 accounts. And his position value is 18 mil. He's, I guess, up a profit of 2.3 million so far. Look at this, up 1.8 on his Trump bets. Popular vote, he's up 300K. He's down very little. Like, this guy's kicking butt right now on these Trump bets. So, he better cash out before the election. Anyway. Alright, where were we? We were at the Doomers. While naysayers argue that outsized bets and pro-crypto bias can skew the probabilities being presented on the site, yes. I didn't know that I was a naysayer. I thought that was just like an understood thing. Oops. Some smart money traders and strategists are following Polymarket very closely. People are grasping at any type of edge they have because it's so close. Something has to anchor sentiment. There are many caveats, however. Small number of heavy bettors theoretically can move the market and distort it. Correct. Last week, Polymarket revealed that a trader who spent more than $45 million on bets that Trump will win was a French national. Yes. The Trump trader. There it is, Freddie. See? There he is. That's the guy. Personal views of the election. She's probably just like some old guy. He's got too much money. He's like, yeah, let's bet on the election. I think it's hilarious. It's brilliant, actually. He's making money. Alright. So, anything else? What else we got? What else is out there? What else is there? Let's see here. DJT? I think the momentum slowed down a lot today, didn't it? Oh, you can't cash out before the election? Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe. Oh my gosh, yeah, it tanked. The momentum died. 22%, followed by another 5%. Oh, yeah, look at that. Wow. So you capped out at an even 55. I mean, that's roughly where you capped out at these previous peaks. So people set their limits at 45. You hit sorry, not 45, at 50, 54 probably, just below it, 54, whatever, 75 or 68, I guess is the momentary peak that we hit there. Straight down from there. Unfortunately, once that momentum begins going down, it just keeps going. But that's very normal of a momentum trade. So, yeah, we'll see how the market opens tomorrow. You've got some crazy movements. I mean, Carvana's up 20%, Etsy's up 7%, Meta's down 3%, Dash is flat, Starbucks is basically flat, Roku's down 12.8%, Robinhood's down 12%, Microsoft is almost down 4%, 0.5% on Tesla. I mean, it's a lot. I got a big new trade I want to talk about too in the course member live, probably tomorrow, maybe Friday. It's a more of a long kind of like share position, but if you're not part of the course member live yet, use the buy the dip coupon code on the website. We're gonna expire that on Friday. I really need to pitch that tomorrow. I gotta write that down. because I haven't really been mentioning it, but that'll expire on Friday. All right, very well. What about Roblox? What happened with Roblox? Roblox. I don't think. Oh, earnings are coming up. Oh, that's in January. What? Oh no. Oh wait. Oh wait. Let me see when the earnings are. Oh, I'm logged out. Never mind. It's too late. All right, folks. Appreciate y'all being here. See y'all in the next one. All right. And good luck as usual. See you in the morning. Bye.